my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So today we're going to do the block number 6 of the Breakfast Club, the applique blocks. But a few other things first. First, must put out like huge thank you to everybody for sharing your red and white quilts. It has been like a red and white quilt parade for a few days now. So you can go to Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook and just soak in the beautiful, beautiful quilts. Such inspiration. Makes me go, I want to go make another red and white quilt. I could use another one. I could use one to hang here. I really, really could. Someday. Also, a reminder to work on your project planner. If you are using a planner to like track what you've worked on, which is what I'm doing, or to maybe schedule projects. This year I'm using the 52 list planner. So that's been kind of fun. And I put for leap year, Lily the Frog. She is one of the villagers in Animal Crossing, and the sticker is one of our friends sent, and I adore her. She is my favorite, one of my favorite villagers in the Animal Crossing game. What else do I have to do first? Let's see. We have Connecting Threads. They are running a 20% off sale on batting. So if you need batting, which we all need batting at some point, even those of us who send our quilts to be long-armed, you know, sometimes you do a piece yourself, so why not get it at 20% off? For me, batting is like buying tires for the car. It is just no fun. I know it's important. I know, but I don't care. It is not fun money to spend. You buy batting, it's a big old roll, gets in the way, and it takes up space, and it goes in the middle of the quilt, and you never see it again. It's like not exciting purchase. So getting it on sale is perfect. So be sure you take advantage of that. So today is pizza day, and I am a massive fan of pizza. And it made me think about years ago, Ami Sims, who put out a fabric line that looked like realistic pizza. And people, you know, like one was like fabric that just looked like the cheese, and one with like pepperonis, cheese and pepperoni, whatever. And so this quilt is from one of her articles, Ami Sims's website article about her dog. Her dog wrote some newsletters every so often, and this was a pizza quilt that Ami made her dog. Isn't that so darling? But it made me think about that. And I thought, well, what kind of, are there some pizza fabrics out there now? And I didn't look for the pizza fabrics, but I did look for a pizza pattern. And at the Featherweight store, I found this slice of pizza pattern. Oh, so cute. That is so cute. You need to go get that one. I think it'd be really fun for you to make. Share a picture if you do. I should do it one day, not today, but one day. And it's pieced. There are some applique ones out there as well, but this is a pieced one. So I thought it was really, really darling. And one more thing before we get to the applique for this week for the Breakfast Club. One of our friends, Valerie, in the Quilt Along with Pat Sloan group said that she thought that we should have a finally finished Friday where we share a quilt that is finally finished. You know, if you are a quilt maker, you know you have had that quilt at some point in your quilt life that seemed to take so freaking long, right? It just took forever, or maybe you had like 8 million, you know, start overs or issues or whatever you had to work through. So it just felt like it. Like when it was done, it was like, whoo, that was an effort. So whether it's a newly finished, finally finished quilt, or one that you did a while ago and it's still in your brain that you know that is that quilt. So share that today over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. And thank you, Valerie, for the suggestion of such a fun quilt to see. And tell us a little story. Don't just say, this is my finally done. Tell us why. We want to know why it's your finally done. What went on? Come on, dish. Give us, spill the tea, my friend. We want to know. Oh, so our block. Ta-da! It's the donut shop. Oh my gosh, the sweetest treat, right? The donut shop. That is my favorite thing of the world. Donuts. I love the smell of them. I love the look of them. Everything about donuts. So, and I had to celebrate today being donut day. So our grocery store I would say they don't have the greatest baked goods. I am super picky about baked goods. I want baked goods. I mean, if I'm going to eat them, I have a standard. I have a standard. But they're iced raised donuts. They're not glazed. They're raised donuts. See, there's no glaze on them. It's just the icing. And their chocolate icing is excellent, excellent, excellent. It's probably the best baked good that my giant grocery store makes. Yes. Okay, so we need to make a donut. And I have traced the donut, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about that. And there, you can't trace the icing inside because there's just not enough room between the edge, the two edges, like here, even if you shifted it a little bit to trace it, well, then you'd be off this center. So, you know, it would be a mess to handle this if you were layering it. So you need to have two pieces. You need to have the donut and the icing. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about scissors. And I don't think I gave you the deep dive on scissors before. So let me just talk to you about them a little bit. I brought two pair out here because they're basically the same style of scissor. So these are called a shear, and they're basically like kind of straight across, and then they have this angle. Versus a pair of scissors that might be like that. For see, the handle is like all straight. There's no ergonomics. The shears are ergonomic. And this is super, super, super important for doing a lot of cutting by hand, because that gives you a much better ergonomic situation with the scissors than straight ones. Okay, so you've got the angle. The other thing that I like, whether these are Havels, and this is a pair of Moda's newest scissors that came out, and they're very similar. You even put them right on top. The screw is right there, so like the blade is pretty much the same length. They just have the handle part is different. The Havel's a bit bigger. They both though have the features. 3 fingers, or 4 in this case, in this part, in the bigger handle. 3, I do 3 in the Havel. That is super comfortable. You also want these to be fairly lightweight. Both of these are pretty lightweight. The Moda ones, the black ones here, are lighter than these. But these are pretty light compared to like a Ginger, because Ginger scissors to me are a no-go for this. I could never be cutting a lot of applique things with a pair of Ginger scissors. They are too stiff, they're too heavy, they're not ergonomic, and so I don't use them for this. If they work for you, that's great. Anything that works for you is great, but what I'm telling you is if you have never really looked at what you have and thought about it and how it's working for you, these are the things you need to look for. Now, I also like to cut with the shears that are this longer blade versus cutting things with like a small blade like this. Because when you're doing this, you're having to do cut, and there's a lot of motion on your hand, lots and lots of motion. When you have a bigger scissor, you can do a longer cut, and especially with like the larger shapes that I use. And so you're opening and closing, you're making this motion less often, which is less fatiguing than trying to use some small scissor. I rarely use a small scissor. I don't ever find really a need to use a small scissor. I use big scissors on everything, even the stuff that's smaller. So like here, you know, I can just cut. You know, I don't have to, I can actually just almost rip that. I don't even have to. So I just want to get some of this so I'm not, you know, putting it on my fabric needlessly. So when I'm cutting and I'm holding this, you know, I want to, you know, have a smooth action, and so I often will take the paper pretty much up. Like have the scissors open pretty wide, and it's right at the base, and then I use that length to see how far I go. So I can go around like this, and then I have less times I have to open and close my hand. I've had carpal tunnel surgery. I know a lot of you have hand issues and aches. I still have hand issues after I broke both my wrists. So I have to be very aware of what I'm doing. And so that is the scissor talk. Yeah, so there you go. This is what you need. You need something like these. And I'll link you to both of these, so if you want to try them out. They're both extremely reasonably priced. They are not expensive, so they're not like going out and buying really expensive scissors. These are both super reasonably priced. And so it's worth giving it a try. I would suggest also you just get out a bunch of your scissors and test them. Find the lightest one, the one that opens and closes smoothly. I can tell you, when I taught, I sometimes would take these to sell. And what I would do is I would take my pair and I would pass it around the room and have people try it. Then I would let them take it back to their workstation where they could go and, mess around. They could just try it out, see what they think. And inevitably, everybody wanted a new pair of scissors, practically, because what they were using was just some old piece of paper scissors they picked up, or some other thing. I mean, you're cutting fabric next. After you put the fusible on the fabric, you're cutting fabric. But people were just picking up any kind of old pair of scissors and not thinking through how it was affecting their hands. So that's your lesson today. Now I'm going to get this ready and meet you at the ironing board. Because we're doing circles and we're doing this cutaway, and it's a donut that has like a middle circle in it, I don't really care so much where I place the middle circle for the bottom, for the donut itself, because the icing is I can cut it through on the icing. So I can put the icing one on top. And let me just show you that. First, let me just say, I did cut that circle out. I did cut the center circle out, but I don't think I'm going to try to place it because it's a little too difficult to get the circle for the icing and the circle for the cake to line up, since we're not doing full fusible. If you're doing full fusible, you would have all kinds of fusible in here, and that would be easy. So instead, what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this circle, and then I'll show you the icing. In order to find the middle, I just folded it and creased, folded it the other way and did creases. So you can see there's kind of an X there. And then I kind of did the same thing for the donut itself. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a donut. And so then press that. Okay, so now we have the donut itself, but there's no hole in the donut because the icing is also going to go right on top, and it has a hole. So what I picked, I'm debating these two icings. I don't know, maybe the polka dots. Okay, so I've got polka dots, and I'm pretty much going to make the icing, and I left the circle in the icing. So I made just like this little tail of fusible here, because what I'm going to do is carefully fuse the icing outside, fuse the inside, and then trim this off so I'm not leaving it there. So what I'm going to do is take the icing and I'm fusing it. So fusing the icing, and then I'm pressing down the center, fusing the center, which is easy. Well, you can't see it, can you? Easy to do from the back side like this. Okay, so this is still not fused right here. See? And then I just cut that off. So now I know where the center is. So I have the center, and I just need a little bit of that edging so that I can stitch, and I will cut like this to cut the center out, and I will just leave a little tiny edge in there when I cut around. Just take a little bit of a basting rim, because I didn't leave as much as I wanted to. So there we go. So like that. And then when I place that on top of the donut, I will show you here in a sec. Let me just finish cutting it out. So here is the icing. I just cut that center out, And then now I can see exactly where the donut is. Now, of course, you could just leave that if you wanted a donut that looked like that. But, you know, I want the background to show through there. So I'm pressing the applique fabric down. Now, all I have to do is come along. Whoops, I missed an edge. Get over there. Get that down. So what I have to do now is just come in here and I will cut through this layer, but not the backing. Don't cut your white fabric, you know, don't cut your backing. So I would just cut into the tan, right? And then trim it all along the pink fabric so that I have a real donut with a donut hole. Let me just do that. Here is the donut. You know, it is lifted, but I think it's usually firm enough if you go around slowly, even though it's not down at the bottom. These two are firm enough, even though it's not fused to the background. You could just put a little basting glue under there, like white glue. And here's the circle that I cut out. But just remember, don't cut your backing out when you go to cut. Just lift it enough so that you pull the donut fabric and you just cut the donut fabric away. So I will go ahead and stitch it, and but before I stitch it, let me just do a little quilt parade of some blocks from last week of yours and the couple of the ambassadors blocks of the donut. We start out with Dorothy, who did mug rugs. Look how cute they look on the mug rugs. And she did a straight stitch and then a wave stitch on one of them with the 10th anniversary mug right there to go on top. And you can see her embroidery. She said she did it by machine. The eyeglass look like eyeglasses on the googly eyes. Deanne has her cornerstone. She has her cornerstones, but look, I have to show you her coffee mug close up. It says the Sloan Zone. Oh my gosh, Deanne, that is awesome. I love it so much. Dorothy is rocking some Fiesta wear. So I've had Fiesta wear off and on in the past, and I know they have coffee mugs that look just like that. And little faces on her tea bags and her strawberry. They're so darling. Haley is your blocks are just beautiful. I love that blue background. That blue, it is so cool. And she looks like she did some embroidery for the steam out of her coffee. So those of you who have embroidery machines, fire those babies up. Okay, Heather is showing us a preview here, of all her amazing blocks together. Look how cool they are. The French toast is just the best. I don't know how you're going to top that. Look, they're all so cute. She was actually doing her sashing. She was seeing what people thought of her sashing. And if you're thinking about different backgrounds, you can see that's what she's also done. Several different backgrounds. Kelly's is so pretty, and look at her embroidered steam with little hearts. Oh, I love the little hearts. They're so sweet. And I love that green background. Linda's. This is cool. Look how cool her sashing is. It is like a teal kitchen stuff, rolling pins and measuring spoons and pots and pans, and the fabrics all go so well with that. And the coffee beans. She has coffee beans down there with her coffee cup. That's a good way to use those. Louise she added some tea biscuits. How darling is that? They are so darling. And she did her blanket stitch in the tea biscuit so it's facing the other way, which makes it look like the little ridges around the tea biscuits. I've had cookies like that. That just looks perfect. Just perfect. Lynette is beautiful aqua background, but look at her eyeballs on here. She fussy cut her flowers and put the eyes in the middle of the flowers. It is so stinking cute. That is just so, so cute. These are all making me just smile. Patsy's is just gorgeous. Look at this. The navy, it's little hearts. I'm looking really close. Yes, they're tiny, tiny little hearts. How sweet is that? She's got butter on her toast and on her pancakes. So cute. And Cincinnati Bearcats, it looks like, for the coffee mug, because, you got to support your team. Penny's is sweet with whipped cream. Looks like whipped cream there on top of her coffee or cocoa. Just darling. The little face is so cute. Got a couple more here. Sherry's is, her coffee mug is made with coffee mug fabric in red, red and tans, just perfect. And here it is with all her others, which I love immensely. The blueberry jam on her toast. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so great. And Teresa rounds out our mugs from last week parade, and look at how sweet her little face is on there. And then the mug has text print: happiness, the lovely scent of lavender, be kind. Isn't that nice? I love it so much. We have a few of this week's donuts from the ambassadors. We'll start out with Suzanne, who has a chocolate donut. Oh my goodness, yummy, yummy, yummy. I like her sweet little face on there too. Then we'll have Laura's, and she is sporting strawberry or cherry donuts. That might be one of each. Her local bakery is doing specialty donuts for the Valentine's coming up, and then those rectangular donuts. Do you love those? Ah, so good. And Melissa with her fantastic background. Does that felt, Melissa, or wool? She looks like she got wool. Looks like she has wool for the icing, and then she fussy cut again on her fantastic background. Some little googly eyes and buttons for the sprinkles on the donut. I love them. Thank you so much to our ambassadors for doing the blocks. I'll show you some of them from this week and give you some inspiration to make yours. Here is the block before I embroider it, and I put the little face down here at the bottom. I just used this Pilot Frixon pen. You know, it's one of those iron away ones. Just made 2 dots, and the thread's going to cover it. I do a French knot for the eyes, and then just a stem stitch for the mouth. So let me stitch that up. Here we go. Oh, so cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. Although it might need buttons like Melissa did, don't you think? I'm going to put the donut in the center. I think that's balanced. You can go to my website today and see a picture of it straight on. I'll show you that over there. Ah, so cute. They're just coming along so cute. All right, I know this is getting a little long, but I have some happy mail, and I just want to share the happy mail. So this one is from Beverly in Canada, and you guys are just so amazing and sweet. Like, she had a friend get me a Starbucks card here in the US so that it could be sent to me. Just how sweet is that? I had hamsters as a little kid. My hamsters look like that. Janice and Sam. So those are my hamsters. Okay. More than you wanted to know. Is it more than you wanted to know? This is from Colleen in Idaho. And Colleen, you have been following me since 2015. Thank you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. And she found this fun breakfast fabric. Look how cute this is. Just look at it. I don't know. It is just a darling. I am going to have to definitely do something fun with this fabric. Not sure if it can work in here. I've got the cornerstones. Well, let me show you. There's the cornerstones. I don't know. I might be able to fussy cut a little bit in the cornerstones. That might be super cute. It is so darling. I so appreciate it. See, we have this came from Marina in Texas. It's mushrooms that I guess you cool them down. They're gel packs, and you put them on your eyes for when you're overly tired, when you've been quilting too long and hard. Then you got to get yourself fixed up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, they crack me up. Just crack me up. Okay, and the last one is from Jackie and Helen in Georgia. They are friends that watch my video at their own homes and text each other stuff, and I just think that's the cutest thing ever. And they also sent me a Starbucks, so that is a wonderful, wonderful thank you. And I didn't open this yet, so I don't know what's in here. I did peek inside. I did peek, so it is something darling. What could it be? Well, it's so pretty. It's wrapped up so pretty. What is it? What is it? Looky here. Look. It's a cute little gnome with wonder clip to hang your wonder clips on. How darling is that? And it looks like little donuts on her hat. Perfect. Perfect for today, right? for our donut block, and you know, go have one. Go have a donut. Have a donut. This smells heavenly. All right, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.